It's been several months since actor and comedian Brian T. Shirley survived a heart attack, and now he's back on the road doing films and participating in a new Ranky Tanky video. I sit down one-on-one with Brian for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Brian T. Shirley.
Hey, how's it going, Quintin?
Good and yourself. It's so great to see you again here on Quintin's Close-Ups.
I'm glad you didn't go to Chicago.
Yeah. As a comedian, you could probably make a better joke about that than I can. It's just an April Fool's joke.
Yeah. And it's June.
That's right. But you talk about June. The last time I spoke with you was back in November, when you spoke to me exclusively about having a heart attack.
Yep, I was still in recovery. Well, still am, I guess. But I'm doing better. Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel good. It's yeah. I've been doing a little bit of touring. I haven't been going out real far like I used to, but about 6 hours away is about the furthest I've been going out. And then, but I've been getting involved more and more with films. So
speaking of which, I know that obviously you sent me a message just recently on Facebook. You said Dine with Devil. Obviously, this particular movie was shot, wrote, and edited right here in Charleston.
Yeah,
Dine with Devil. How's that? The Dine with Devil. How can you do that in the holy city?
That's a good point. Actually, it's an old English phrase.
Yes.
Dine with the devil means, and that's D-I-N-E, dine, as in eat.
Right.
It means to be in bad company, to be around, bad people. Really is basically what it meant. It means it's like just, surrounding yourself with people that are unscrupulous, or however you want to put it. That's really what it means. It's an old English saying. Actually, I was writing, I wrote a short part for another film, and they never got back to me on if they were going to use it. Myself and Drew Howard did a scene, and I liked the scene so much. This was before the heart attack. I liked the scene so much, I said, Drew, if they don't take it, we're going to build a movie around this. And that's what we did. And I was going to do, I was looking at maybe a 5 to 10 minute short film, and it turned out to be 22 minutes almost.
Not bad.
Yeah, and let me give a shout out to these people that helped. Drew Howard played the lead in it. The supporting cast was amazing. Ron Frazier, Jeffrey Collins, Ashley O'Neill. Those are the local folks. My dad, actually, you interviewed my dad. He did a scene in it and actually did good. And my mother in Georgia did a voiceover for it. Vanessa Hundley in Atlanta did a voiceover for it. Sheila D. Smiley did a voiceover for it. Thomas Paris in Savannah did something for it. So we've got, and Marie Sokol locally. So we've got people from Charleston. Big part of the cast is Charleston, New York, Atlanta, and Savannah. All came together for this film. It was mostly shot here, except for those segments in the other states. And it's about a guy that is bullied at work. His father's been missing for a year. He doesn't know what's going on with that. His mother's thinking he's dead. He's not accepting his father's dead. And this is not quite put out in the story when you watch the film. It's kind of the backstory to it. But some of it seeps through as you watch the movie. And he's got to make, he's got some big decisions to make. And it started off as a movie about bullying, and these elements from, I guess if you want to say satanic or devil worship or whatever, crept in because I also did a voiceover as Lucifer for another film that I didn't get the part. So I incorporated that into this because, if you watch it, you can understand a little better, but the scenes that I shot before this thing was even put together, I had to explain why my character had voices in his head. And that's when I came with the devil part. I was like, the devil's talking to him. That's what's going on. So we incorporated the story around that. And it grew. Ashley and Jeffrey and Ron and Marie came on board. I had done some films with them. These guys are in Mr. Mercedes and Righteous Gemstones. They've got featured background, stand-in. There's some very talented people in this film that I was able to work with, and that's just amazing. Vanessa in Atlanta does her own show. Sheila D. Smiley's an amazing actress and model out of New York. And Thomas is an actor, and he runs the Savannah Comedy Review. So it was just a pleasure I'm just blown away at the people that I got to take part in this. And it's on E360 TV right now, folks. So if you have Roku or Amazon Fire or Apple TV, if you go to that app or platform and download E360 TV, Dine with the Devil is on there under NSAN channel. You'll see it. It's called No Strings Attached E-News. So we're literally, we've got the potential to reach a lot of folks, with this. Yes. And we're working on more projects. Drew Howard Entertainment is working on some more shorts and stuff. So you'll see some more from us.
Dine with the Devil. What part of that particular movie relates to you in real life?
Struggle, and surrounding myself with better people, really, to be honest. And I've learned over the years, maybe some of the associations I had in the past kind of drugged me down a little bit. And that's what that is, being drugged down. You dine with the devil, you better use a long spoon. That's actually Jack Palance said that in a film. With the line I used that I wrote, Lance Morrison. Sorry, Lance. We got Lance Morrison's another guy that pulled in. I'm sitting here trying to remember everybody. Lance actually, I wrote the line, but Lance delivered it very well. He plays the psychologist in the movie, and it's when you dine with the devil, you end up paying the tab.
Wow.
Yeah, and I thought, wow, that's really cool, and he did a damn good job with it. So,
what tab have you been able to pay for personally and professionally?
Not being where I want to be. That's the tab I paid for dining with the devil. In other words, back when I started doing comedy and all this, it was fun. It was great, but I partied too much and chased a lot of women. So that's why I'm still single, because I was a bad boy, and still am sometimes. But that's basically what it is that I didn't take care of business for a long time, and then finally figured that out the last 7 to 10 years that I need to get serious about it, and now it's starting to pay off.
I know obviously you're very serious about Ranky Tanky.
Mm-hmm.
I know obviously that's coming out soon, and you hope in July.
Yeah.
And you shot it down to Commodore, and you're one of the co-leads in the video.
Right.
And I'm wondering, Brian T. Shirley, how did you meet Ranky Tanky?
Here's what happened. I was shooting a film here locally called Mark of the Butterfly. Chris Carter's the director. We shot it. The scenes I was in was shot at the on Lockwood at the courtroom.
Oh yeah.
Lockwood. Yeah. So I walked in and I went, "Wow, and that's still being shot, folks. I can't say too much about that film." So the lady that there was a lady that was casting the Ranky Tanky video that's coming out in July, by the way. She went to the production company or the casting company that cast me in Mark of the Butterfly. They sent her some pictures of actors. She said, "Do you have anybody else?" They sent her my picture. She said, "That's the one." So I went down and to the Commodore, got on the set, and you never know what you're walking into.
Right.
Got on the set and could not believe what I was seeing. I was like, there was a crane with the camera attached to it on top.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just right then I'm going, okay, this is not just some little, because you never know as an actor. Ranky Tanky, what is that? I mean, I've never heard of it. And I looked it up, and it's Gullah,
right,
for have fun or have a good time or whatever. And then I find out the director's talking to me. Ranky Tanky's been on the Today Show.
Right.
Ranky Tanky has 2017 #1 on Jazz Billboard Hot 100.
That's right.
Whoa! And then you meet these folks. Well, I watched them play that song for the video. I don't know, 20, 30 times that day, because you're shooting different stuff, and they play the whole song, and they did it in different speeds and everything. Wow. Oh my God, folks, what a tight band. If you have not seen these people, you need to go see them. Ranky Tanky kicks some serious ass.
Hi, Shelton and Kiana.
Kiana, hi. I've got pictures with Kiana on my phone.
And Quintin, Baxter, and all the crew, they're great people.
Yeah, Quintin, I saw him at a grocery store, and I walked up behind him. I said, "Hey, do you play drums?" He turns around, he's like, "Oh, man." Well, see, what it is I play a landlord, a bill collector that's going to close down this lady's club, the main character's club. So I come to the door and I show her the eviction notice, and she calls her friend, Kiana, in the band. and they come and do a concert to raise money to keep this club open.
Sure.
And so all their friends show up, and I come back and they push all this money at me, and I'm happy now. I'm happy landlord, and I go out and dance on the dance floor. And I'm not going to say any more than that. You got to watch it.
Gotta watch.
You got to watch it.
Gotta watch. From the time you did the shooting of that particular video to now, what is the biggest difference in your mind?
I've had a few things come out that were bigger than anything I've ever done. Like I have a commercial that's in the Northeast right now. I think it's still out. It's for Western Pest Services, where I'm on a lawnmower. Have you seen that one? I put it on social. I'll share it with you.
Okay.
And that was amazing to me because I had no lines. The guy off camera was feeding me whatever I was thinking in my head, and I had to make facial expressions to that on a lawnmower while the guy is, trying to help. So I was a co-lead in that too, and I was like, it kind of gets you to where you're going, I can do this. There's always going to be doubts in your mind, no matter what you do, whether, especially as an entertainer, whether it's comedy or acting or improv. But when you see something like that, you go, wow, I actually did something there. Because you're in doubt until you see it or they say good job. As an actor, you're always in doubt. I mean, I am. I do it and I'm like, that sucked, or did I do it right? And then you see the end of product. Of course, it took 5 hours to make a 30-second commercial, But, and then this Ranky Tanky thing comes along, and at the same time I'm shooting Mark of the Butterfly, which is still being shot, but my scenes are done as far as I know. I read the script and I don't think I have any more parts in there. And you just start going, wow, I'm 52 as of 2 days ago.
Happy belated birthday.
Oh, thanks. Where am I at? And I'm starting to be happy about where I'm at. I mean, I'm not saying I've been sad about where I'm at in the past, but I'm starting to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I can start to see things coming together. And it's a result, folks, of working hard for those 7 to 10 years instead of, being a complete party fun person, and not taking it seriously, not doing the business part of the show business.
Yeah.
And it takes that long for it to come to fruition, and you got to put in the work. I'm still doing background. I'm doing background Tuesday on OBX. I just picked that up last night.
Wow.
So I'll be at Kiowa Tuesday, and I don't even know what scene. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
So I just said, well, I'm still going to do background. I'm still going to do student films, whatever in between. I'm still going to make my films.
Yeah.
Anything that can get me continue to learn. Anything that I can continue to learn. Acting classes I need to take. I'm always reading other actors or directors online. Backstage has a good thing they do with putting out advice and everything from actors and directors and little videos, little posts, articles. I always try to read all that I can, and pick up any tips. So the acting thing's growing more and more. I still love doing stand-up. I did a Christmas party on my birthday for a 90-year-old lady in Mount Pleasant in her living room.
Wow.
And thoroughly enjoyed it, So it's a change, your mindset change. You're thinking, well, everything outside is changing. No, maybe a little bit, but really your mindset, when you start changing that, you actually start changing stuff outside too.
Outside too.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about where you are. Where do you want to go next?
I think I'm getting there. I'm going where I'm wanting to go next is right now, as we're talking. I want to go and do more films. I want to do venues that I want to do as far as comedy, that are pleasant to do and the people appreciate your work. And, I'm going to do the thing about this Monday on my radio show. As a matter of fact, it's a teaser, but there's a guy out of Chicago, Dobie Maxwell, a comedian that I did an article on, and he's in the point in his career, he's been doing it for 35 years or so. He said he doesn't even miss the clubs anymore, comedy clubs, and I do only because I miss the ambience, the excitement, and all those things. But the other side of it, I don't miss performing for drunk people or people make me laugh. This thing. I don't. You get sick of those things, and you go. It's like Steve Martin said. The reason he stopped doing comedy was second shows on Friday, and that's where you get the drunk, obnoxious, and then sometimes dealing with the people that run clubs. There are a lot of great comedy club owners out there that I really have good relationships with, and then there's some that I like. If I don't work for that person anymore, it won't bother me a bit. Which is mean to say, but so you choose. Okay, I'll work for them, but it's going to be this much money because what I'm saying, it's got to be worth it now. So you get to that point in your career where there's things I'll still do, but now it's going to be more money.
You've had the heart attack. You film a lot of films. You obviously are in the Ranky Tanky video, and you have more things to come.
Yeah.
If you could put together a film about your life right now, what would that title be?
Well, my new book is going to be called "My Ship Came In, Then It Sank," but I don't know. That might be a working title, but kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. Like the way I look at it is, if you're facing something like with the heart attack or any other things, people go, "Well, oh wow, that was terrible. A terrible thing happened to you, or a bad thing happened to you." The biggest lesson I learned was, no, it just happened. These things happen, and they're a result of genetics, bad diet, not exercising, whatever. But the end is, what do you do with what happened? So I guess my life title might be something to the effect of, I made my decisions. Because you can't have things happen to you and choose if they're good or bad all the time. You got to sometimes go, no, it happened. And what I do as a coincidence, what I do as a result of what happened is good or bad, not the thing that happened. And that's hard. That's a very hard mindset to have, to say, and I know people that are going through some very bad health issues right now. And what do you say in your head? Do you say, this always happens to me, or everything always happens to me? And I've had that mindset too. It's free. It's a more freeing feeling to be able to say, yeah, it happened and I'm going to get through it. Or I'm going to do the best I can to make this situation better. Right? And then you are not a slave to the negativity that comes with, oh, why me? That's a big chain, I think. It's a big chain, ball and chain around your neck. Just
Take it off.
take it off.
Well, actor and comedian and entrepreneur, Brian T. Shirley, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Oh, yeah. I always love coming on here.
Thank you.
You're always a pleasure.
Oh,
You're always
likewise.
a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.